Hello everyone, welcome back to my booktube. I'm a romance reader and love all things to do with books, so if you like this sort of content, don't forget to subscribe and let's get into the video. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a comparison between the new Kindle Paperwhite 2024 and the Kindle Basic 2024. So if you want to see what the similarities and difference are in these two devices, then just keep watching this video. So the first one is obviously the price. Now the Paperwhite is £160 with ads and the Basic is £95 without ads. You can obviously buy it without ads, which is an extra £10. So this is £170 and the Basic is £105. Now a lot of people when they first get into Kindles are like, oh, I don't know whether to get the one without ads or with ads, like what's the difference? There's not much difference, to be honest, apart from the price. So if you are wanting to buy ones with ads and thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take it off if I want to, you can. There is an option to go into your settings and click on remove ads in Amazon. However, obviously it will charge you an extra £10 to take it off, but it won't really affect your reading experience. So the only way that ads will pop up on your Kindle is from your home screen. So where this one has displayed a book, this one, it will come up like this with an advert from Amazon. So this one hasn't had the ads removed on it, whereas this one has had the ads removed. So as you can see, this one will come up with a cover of the book that you're currently reading or any other designs that you might have put on, which obviously you can make yourself and put them on. And this one will do the same if you have the ads removed, but obviously as you can see it hasn't, and this is only where you'll see the advert. When you are actually reading your book, no adverts will pop up and nowhere will you see an advert anywhere while you're reading. Now when I first bought mine I was like, oh, I'm going to see adverts when I'm reading, that's going to be really distracting. However, it doesn't. The only way you see it is on your front screen of your Kindle when you lock it. So the next one is obviously the colours. Now the Paperwhite has brought out two new colours, which is the raspberry and the jade green. Now for me, I didn't personally like either of them, so I just went for the basic black one, which as you can see it's here in black. I wasn't really a big fan of the green because I thought it's a bit more teal colour than a green, and the bright pink is just not a bit of me. This one is my mum's and she decided to go for the matcha green instead of black. She wanted something different. If the Paperwhite came in this colour I would have much preferred it, but obviously it didn't. So this one is the matcha green. It is absolutely beautiful. Look at the colour of this. Let me show you. It is stunning, and for me the texture of this Kindle feels a little bit different to the Paperwhite. I don't know if it's because obviously the screen is, they got the bezels on, whereas obviously the Paperwhite doesn't, but the texture of the back and everything feels different. I don't know if they've changed that or whether that's how it is anyway, but for me it feels different. But they are the colours that you can get in the Paperwhite and obviously the Basic. And that goes on to my next point. Now obviously this one is a lot bigger than the Basic. This one has a 7-inch screen and the Basic has a 6-inch screen, so side by side there's quite a lot of difference. I will do an overlay of you being able to see it properly, but depending on which one you want to have, you will have easier access to hold this in one hand rather than the Paperwhite. The Paperwhite is a little bit more difficult to hold in one hand, whereas the Basic is a lot easier. But again, people get around this by putting pop sockets on it or something to hold it with one hand if you are wanting the Paperwhite version. So one of the differences between the Paperwhite and the Basic is the waterproof option. Now the Paperwhite is waterproof up to 2 meters at an hour in water, whereas obviously the Basic isn't. So if you're wanting to read next to the beach, or if you're wanting to put it in your bag and thinking, oh, what if something spills, this one is the waterproof option, this one is obviously not. Now with the batteries on these, the Paperwhite is claimed to last up to 12 weeks, however the Basic is only 6 weeks. Now this is Amazon saying that if you're reading for half an hour a day, it will last for 12 weeks and 6 weeks. Now, a lot of people don't just read for half an hour a day. They are constantly on it. They can be on it for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, however long you want to read on it for. And for me, personally, I've had my Paperwhite for about 2 weeks and it's the only time I've charged it. I've only charged it once in 2 weeks of really thoroughly using it. And this one has only been charged once as well in 2 weeks. And both of them lasted the same amount of time, really, in charge-wise. So it doesn't really matter. It depends on how much you use your Kindle and how long you read on it for. Both of them are pretty good in battery life. So another difference on the Paperwhite rather than the Basic is the warmth setting. So on your Kindle Paperwhite you can actually adjust the warmthness of your screen on it, and you can go all the way up to 24 and all the way down if you don't want it on at all. That is the one setting that is different on the Kindle Paperwhite, not on the Basic. So obviously the Basic don't have the warmth setting, just has the brightness, whereas the Kindle Paperwhite has the warmth option if you want to turn your screen to be a little bit warmer for your eyes. Both of these Kindles have dark mode, so you can either have it in the light mode and then have it a black screen with a white writing, or you can have white with the black writing, depending on where you're reading, or whether you want to get in bed and you don't want to put a main light on. You can still read on your Kindle, but you don't want the brightness of the screen in your face. You change it to dark mode and it's just much easier and gentler on the eyes when you're reading. Now, with testing both of these and how long they lasted with the charge, they also only took about an hour and a half to charge fully. Now, I killed this one until about 2% and then charged it all the way up. It took about an hour and a half, whereas this one, my mum did cheat a little bit. She left it at like 25% to decide to charge it, and it only took about an hour to get all the way up to 100%. So again, not that much difference between charge. It's going to take about an hour and a half-ish to charge both devices all the way up until full. It doesn't really matter, you know, at least it doesn't take 3 or 4 hours to charge. It only takes about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on how much you've used it, to charge fully. So the weight of these devices, you have a Paperwhite, which is 211 grams, and the Basic is 158 grams. When you hold them in your hand, you can barely tell the difference. You can feel it slightly, but not majorly. Both of them are light enough to hold in your hand for long period of times, obviously when you're reading, so you won't really notice much difference because there's not that much difference between gram wise. So that is my comparison between the Kindle Paperwhite and the Basic. Obviously, if I have missed anything, let me know in the comments, but they are the main things that you'll notice between the Paperwhite and the Kindle Basic of 2024. So if you did enjoy that video, please give it a big thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!